Hi everyone, it's Theo with Ecological, here to talk to you about a project we did this past year in Gordon Park in East Vancouver. This was a project to set up a microforest using the Miyawaki planting method. This planting method is gaining popularity worldwide, and we're happy to help introduce it to the Vancouver area.
By planting trees in a very loose, nutritious soil and by planting them really close together, they form this small ecosystem. And this really gives them an opportunity to grow old. And trees that grow old sequester a lot of carbon, they attract a lot of biodiversity.
One of the general ideas behind this method is to plant small area forests with a high density of plants, and with a greater variety and with a higher number of species. Essentially, we're trying to kickstart an end goal ecosystem instead of having to plant the primary plants in the first year, come back years later, plant more plants, and so on and so forth. Think of this as speedrunning an end goal ecosystem. The high density of plants ensures high competition, encouraging the plants to grow taller and faster than they would at normal planting densities. And the high species diversity also encourages a wide variety of uses for native and local fauna. Of course, with such high density and such great species diversity, all of the species of which might not be suited for every kind of ecosystem stage have a chance of dying out in certain sections or throughout the entire microforest. But like I said, it's basically like speedrunning an end goal ecosystem. The plants that first occupy an ecosystem might not always be the ones that live there by the end of it, so naturally there is going to be some die-off. The site at Gordon Park next to a school proved to be quite variable. On the northern side of the polygon, we found it to be very wet, so we actually dug extra depressions and trenches to help fill them with water so that our more water-loving species would be more at home there. While the zone next to the school and the path, which were drier, we put the more dry-tolerant species. Of course, we had extra limitations as well. The large school structure also made it so that the south side of our site would receive far less sunlight than the north side. So it was all a careful balancing act with each of these species. One of our contacts from the city also had the idea of grabbing grow bags of mushrooms to place underneath cardboard that would decompose. The mushrooms would then colonize the site and provide much needed mycelium to the site to help in nutrient exchange and decomposition of dead plant material. And who knows, maybe a little extra food for some of the animals too. Prior to digging up this site, we had done soil surveys to see how much invertebrate life there was. And on a grassy lawn, there was almost next to nothing. A handful of ants and maybe a few spiders at that. There's also big concerns with summer droughts getting more and more drastic. And digging up a lawn reveals not the healthiest soil underneath. So to remedy all of these problems, we put a thick layer of mulch down to help preserve moisture, increase biodiversity in the invertebrates community, and enrich the soil with a lot more nutrients, especially since there's a lot of plants who are going to be wanting some. Sometime this spring, although the date's not decided yet, there are plans to have a more public opening of this microforest, along with setting up a split rail fence to ensure people don't walk through it. Give this another 10 to 20 years and this will be a bright and colorful forest. If you want to check out more of our projects, please check out some of our other videos on this YouTube channel. And follow us on our website if you want to stay up to date on our projects or contact us with a project idea of your own. Thanks for watching.